I don't feel like I'll ever get a job with my degree. I've applied to so many jobs and used several recruiters. I've tried networking with individuals I know in the field and old professors. But unfortunately, I'm still at square one. The sad thing is I'm quite knowledgeable in my field of finance, but I can't ever get a chance to interview. What should I do? Anyone else in the same situation? My degree is in finance. How can we offer you any advice or suggestions when we literally have no information about your specific situation? Where are you located? What's your degree and what's your work experience like? What kind of jobs are you interested in? My apologies. I should have elaborated. I live in Oklahoma and got my bachelor's in finance. I have a few years of experience working for my family's law firm while I was in school. I've been trying to get an analyst role. Unfortunately, a lot of the job postings are sales, and I'd rather not do sales due to high turnover rate and commission-based compensation. If you are not getting any traction with the jobs you are applying to, you may want to refocus the search on other opportunities so that you can build more career experience qualifications. Know that you are a cute well, you should so confuse you. For example, if you are applying to financial analyst roles and not getting hired, then perhaps you want to shift and apply to roles as a payroll coordinator, tax preparer, or something else related to finance, but perhaps not exactly what you want to do. From there, you can build a stronger resume and ultimately move to something you prefer within 6, 12, 18 months. Another consideration would be to look at the job postings closely to see if you can upskill on certain technologies or topics, and also consider what the talent pool may look like for the position. You are not just competing with the job description, you are competing with all of the applicants. SI Communication 262 14 hours ago agree with Tnutafis. Would also add checking out city, state, local government. A lot of finance-related jobs there, and because it is good opportunity to get some experience and so that you can level up. I'm younger as well with a business degree, and that's how I have been playing the game. Started low, evil job, not really doing what I wanted at first, and have been leveling up, gathering certs along the way. Jumped 4 jobs in 6 years, doubling my salary. 43 reply, share, report, save, continue this thread. Remote financial analyst. May be able to help to me. Lol, what is your degree? You should edit your post with more specific information. Finance. I sort of mention it in my most should have been more clear. You will have no problem with that degree. You probably should have done some summer internships, but you will be fine. However, probably not in Oklahoma. If you were in Chicago, I'd probably actually be able to help you. Sounds like he already has a problem. Yeah, I've applied to several out-of-state jobs as well. Even got a referral to Goldman Sachs in Dallas right when COVID hit. I'll just keep applying. I have a very similar background. I have a bachelor's degree in finance, and it took me a while to find a job related to my degree. I admit, I felt just like you. A lot of interviews that went nowhere. A lot of recruiters who wanted to sell me on a contract position. And, as you mentioned, lots of sales and financial service jobs that were not for me. I've been a financial analyst for an insurance company for a year and a half. Most of my work is around financial reporting and analysis around the e.g., identifying and explaining drivers of revenue and expenses. I wish I had a silver bullet of advice to provide. All I can say is that it took me a while too. I went to a state college, so I didn't have a lot of prestige or networking opportunities working for me. I will say this. After college, I took a job selling insurance. It was not an intense sales environment, and it was actually in a call center. I know that this is not the kind of job you want. It wasn't mine either, but I was there for 9 months, and after 9 months, I was able to use that insurance experience to get an analyst role at an insurance company. Thanks for the input. I never realized how frustrating it would be. However, I do have relevant experience sort of working at a firm. I'm about to get back into applying with a new updated resume. Unfortunately, the pandemic is making all this even more frustrating. Deleted. Q4321 15 hours ago. Maybe it is the pandemic or the crazy requirements for entry-level jobs. Whatever it is making regret going to college at all. 418 reply share report save continue this thread. Why are so many companies trying to get back to the office? I'm struggling to understand what the rush is. What's the point of everyone coming in, doing temperature checks, wearing masks, social distancing, and continuing to conduct mostly virtual meetings? Why can't they just let everyone stay home? Edit to add that people at the top seem to be saying that their workforce misses the in-person communication, socializing, etc. I do not see anyone else actually saying that. It seems like a rumor they've made up to justify making everyone go back. Who in their right mind would want to go into an office to socialize during a pandemic? Should unpaid internships be illegal? Just got out from an abusive unpaid one, so I have been thinking. Do you guys think unpaid internships should be illegal? My opinion, it does depend on the context. Like, could be good for school credit and experience, but you could be financially disadvantaged, and they could take your ideas and don't appreciate your work if they are so demanding. My story: I was looking for part-time jobs, internships pertaining to health because I majored in nutrition and graduated with a bachelor's in May 2017, 2 weeks ago on Indeed, and I applied at a remote women wellness social media internship at a small Yoni luxury place located in the Midwest. I am in the East Coast too. There was the business owner and the marketing consultant that interviewed me, and right after that, they offered me the internship. I was so happy, but then looking back, I think they were desperate. But you know what they say, hindsight is 20/20. It only lasted for less than 2 weeks. I started second-guessing this internship because it was like too much effort and demanding without getting paid. I thought it would be a good experience for my resume, but then I was not sure about it since I'm not getting paid. It's like free work for them. I was not sure if it's worth it. I have my bachelor's. It's not like I was doing it for college credit. It made me think I have so many ideas that I might as well start a blog. I started thinking of creating my own blog and doing my own ideas. I don't want other people to credit my ideas. The owner said that we should do 2-3 posts per day plus blog, and we were not even being paid. My parents said if they were paying us, maybe I could put up with it, but I'm not. Maybe I could put up with it if they will. But it was like volunteering for a for-profit, not a non-for-profit. And I think there were 2 interns in the fall, but they are not there anymore. I emailed the business owner and marketing consultant last night and told them this. I am going to resign the women's wellness social media internship, as I feel like this is not suitable for me since I have a bachelor's of science in nutrition and food science, and I already did a full-time corporate job for more than a year. It is too demanding to post every day and would be better if I would be paid, but that is not my place to give my opinion on. Thank you for your time and consideration. Good luck in your future endeavors. My fellow intern coworker said I was being honest and direct. She's thinking of quitting too. The business owner responded to me saying that I knew what the expectations were, but what I didn't know was the marketing consultant was being neurotic and so demanding and being awake for 48 hours and listing a whole list of expectations. But the thing is, we were not being paid. I showed the huge list of expectations to my mom, and she said that there is something really wrong with the marketing consultant being awake for 48 hours and sent us that message at forum. It was abusive, my parents said. My mom said I should report this abusive internship that I was in from Indeed. I finally resigned last night. Right before sending my resignation letter last night, they deactivated my Slack account without telling me. Now I am trying to figure out which websites would be good to use to start your own blog and monetize. I also need to figure out what to do as well, so I'm gonna take an online digital marketing course and research on what to do. What do you guys think of this entire story? We caught a war to ban slavery. Unpaid internships are slavery. That is what my mom said. Especially 24/7. What they were expecting from me was crazy and unrealistic. Unpaid internships are bad, but this is really trivializing actual slavery. Nobody comes to your house, beats you, kidnaps you, and forces you to work for a Midwestern Yoni spay under threat of torture or death. You can also quit. It is not even sort of like slavery. except for not getting paid. Saying unpaid internships are slavery is like saying gym class is the Holocaust. It is just a terrible take. In Germany, at least I was told this. I'm an international student. Unpaid internships are restricted to a certain time period. Anything more is exploiting, and they have the resources to pay you. It really just shouldn't be allowed because it does become abusive and exploitive. But technically the Department of Labor does have guidelines that stipulate what is legal for an employer to request of you and offer in order for an unpaid internship to be legal. Check out this info here on. Since they are a for-profit business not formally training you or offering you educational materials, they did not clearly explain what the internship workload would be up front, but expected you to work excessive hours and fulfill an amount of tasks that essentially make you a full-time paid position. 5. Essentially used you as a free replacement to a paid position from my understanding. With an unpaid internship you really should not be expected to work. You are essentially there to learn for a few hours a week in a formal training environment, which means educational paperwork to study, or interactive training programs to learn from and shadowing other employees. Your workload should not be that of an actual job. You have every right to report them to the Dept of Labor, and on top of that you could even get a lawyer and file a lawsuit over the matter for exploitation. It is quite clear that they are using unpaid interns as a source of free labor to benefit the company, and I am 90% sure that you would win in a court case given the amount of interns they have gone through. You all could be awarded settlement checks or at least paid for the hours you worked. Sounds like a drug user. 48ers. MacLeod Joseph 7 hours ago. Haha, so true. The marketing consultant lol 418 reply share report save continue this thread. Yes, they should be banned. But what you had didn't meet the ERS definitions of what would qualify as an unpaid internship. I would absolutely recommend you reporting this company to the ERS and the State Labor Board. What you experienced is wage theft. There is a 7-point test to determine if the internship can legally be unpaid, and school credit isn't the end all. Bottom line is that the intern must be the primary beneficiary of the relationship in order for it to be unpaid. Courts have identified the following 7 factors as part of the test. 1. The extent to which the intern and the employer clearly understand that there is no expectation of compensation. Any promise of compensation, express or implied, suggests that the intern is an employee, and vice versa. Suggests that this Two, the extent to which the internship provides training that would be similar to that which would be given in an educational environment, including the clinical and other hands-on training provided by educational institutions. 3. The extent to which the internship is tied to the intern's formal education program by integrated coursework or the receipt of academic credit. 4. The extent to which the internship accommodates the intern's academic commitments by corresponding to the academic calendar. 5. The extent to which the internship's duration is limited to the period in which the internship provides the intern with beneficial learning. 6. The extent to which the intern's work complements, rather than displaces, the work of paid employees while providing significant educational benefits to the intern. 7. The extent to which the intern and the employer understand that the internship is conducted without entitlement to a paid job at the conclusion of the internship. Courts have described the primary beneficiary test as a flexible test, and no single factor is determinative. Accordingly, whether an intern or student is an employee under the FLSA necessarily depends on the unique circumstances of each case. I wouldn't mind it being unpaid, but I also have to pay tuition to do an internship, so I'm paying for the privilege of giving you slave labor. My school requires an internship to graduate, which makes 0 sense to me. In my country, if you do a tech diploma, you have to do 1 semester of work integrated learning, but these diplomas are more focused on preparing students for work than a regular bachelor's degree. I think the company is expected to give you some kind of stipend, which can be written off against taxes. No, I don't think they should be illegal. I studied engineering in college, and you need an internship or work experience to be competitive in the job market after graduating college. Paid internships are only available to a small minority of all the people who want to break into their field. Most entry-level jobs in the field start at like a $65 salary, but there are not enough entry-level jobs for every single candidate. It makes sense to tough out a 3-6-month internship if it gives you more leverage in negotiations and lands you more interviews. The first entry-level job you get is also pivotal in determining how the rest of your career goes and how fast your salary grows. If there were enough entry-level jobs for everyone, then unpaid internships should be illegal. But since there is not, people should be able to do what they need to do to get work experience. I was not sure about it since I'm not getting paid. It is like free work for them. So, with regard to your headline, you may be interested to know that internships like this are illegal. Technically, you can't have an unpaid internship that actually benefits the company materially. So anything that counts as free work that isn't adequately offset by training they give you at their own expense is not kosher. Now I am trying to figure out which websites would be good to use to start your own blog and monetize. Unsolicited advice from someone in the marketing world. Making money from your own blog is one of the hardest ways to make money. Unless you were a great writer and an even better marketer, you were better off panning for gold in whatever stream happens to be closest to your house. You were better to your fair review fire fair review fair I will go career sure Blogging can be a good way to do professional development, networking, and personal branding, or whatever you want to call it, but it is not a good revenue generator for 99. Who are entry-level jobs intended for exactly? After graduating college last spring, I found a job unrelated to my degree but have been working there the past few months. It's a low-paying job, $40 a year, but as I begin my job search for higher-paying jobs related to my degree, I'm realizing why I've grown so complacent and comfortable at my current job. One of my biggest issues of job searching is that since I would be switching job fields, I have been looking mainly at entry-level positions. Yet, a lot of these so-called entry-level positions are paying less than I currently make and require higher-level degrees and much more experience than the word entry implies. I always thought that entry-level jobs were designed to train people to help them learn their way into a role and eventually move up, but it seems to me that companies today use the term entry-level synonymously with low-paying, yet with expectations of being a very experienced worker. Am I just being pessimistic, or is it really that hard to find a job in today's economy that takes in people with not the most experienced educated backgrounds but still pays a survivable salary? Entry-level jobs are for getting smoke blown up your ass until you're clinically depressed. So is college. Trust me, I'm 36. Smoke blown up your ass until you're clinically depressed, but they provide free coffee, drugs. D32 or old here can confirm. Tnigoxel 6 minutes Agulma vote form reply share report save. Entry-level jobs were designed to train people to help them learn their way into a role and eventually move up. That's what I thought too. Now I think it is just entry level into our company. Your dilemma is exactly why I've been afraid to cast a wider net and job search outside my fields. I'm also a recentish college grad, finished in 2019. Been doing a patchwork of things since. I need a job, but the way these entry-level jobs work, it seems like the time I spend not in my preferred field is just going to further put me off track. Yet people say, well, just find something. Like there isn't a trade-off there. Also worth noting how we get punished in our job searches for not having a cohesive career path. I don't know. I thought college was for you to get knowledgeable about a subject area, then an entry-level job in that area would train you and help you find more real-world skills. Now they don't care if you have any relation with the company's mission at all. It is all about whether you can do the job, which they typically don't teach in school. I'm running into the same issue. They'll state entry-level yet require a year of experience or pay pretty low, or require experience in certain areas. I also dislike job positions not stating their salary range. I work an irregular shift, so it is pretty important to me to know all the info before wasting my time applying.
Like and subscribe for more Reddit content. Watch the next video at the top of your screen.